Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host. I'm going to go on a quest for truth together. Yes, we really are. And welcome to the Wednesday show. Whenever you're watching this, I'm very grateful for you all. I'm going to go ahead and share this out because sometimes I start a little bit later than usual, and I need to tell the gang to come on over. Come on over. Yeah. So we can chat. We are live. Exclamation points. There we go. Now they'll know. Now they will know. Operation Shutdown. We're just downrange of strange. Yes, we certainly are. Operation Shutdown. We really, really are just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and the paranormal is the new normal. Yeah. I'm also going to share this out to my page, if I can. There you go. Nope, it's not showing up. I got a little notice about low resources to close some applications, which I did. We'll see how that works. We will see. It could be good. Might not be. We'll see. We'll get through it no matter what, because we've got perseverance, right? Power through it. Just put in your favorite music and rock on. Get you through anything, right? That's right. Well, this is taking forever. Maybe I won't do that. Gonna close a few tabs here. There we go. To a page. I hope you're all having a grand Wednesday, or whenever you're watching this. If you're live, it's Wednesday night, and we're having a blast. Just chit-chatting and doing our little thing here, cruising through the cosmos, sharing it out to our friends and even our enemies. Yes, we certainly are, because they need some entertainment too. Hello, Mud Rabbit and Catherine Weiss. Welcome to the program. Yeah. All righty then. We have some very interesting things to show you today, my friends. Wait, iTunes, that'll help too. All right. Okay. We get back over here. And let's screen share. That's always the fun thing to do. Let's try that now. Shall we? Shall we now? Yeah. We shall. We shall. I saw this just before going live, and I thought it was pretty cool. A friend of mine shared this on Facebook. See what you think of that. Yep, every time you judge yourself, you break your own heart. Be nice to yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't be judgmental of yourself, because being judgmental is being judgmental, right? There you go. Certainly. You certainly are. So that's some wise words, I'd say. You can find the wisest words in memes these days, I would say. That's where all the wisdom is. it's kind of congregated around memes. So you want some higher knowledge, go consume some memes. They're pretty good for you. Full of vitamins and minerals for your brain to grow and develop your own personal viewpoints. There's something you don't hear about every day. Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah. You got number 1? Whoa. I got number 4 on the thumbs up. Lucky number 4. Remember to use that lucky number too. You might just win that if you play the hope tax like I do. Sometimes I buy lottery tickets. I call it the hope tax. They're taxing our hope. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty much rigged, but who knows? Maybe they'll make a mistake and I'll win one of these times. That's what I'm hoping for. There you go. Getting that gambling fever. Not really. No. Yeah, you got number 1, Mud Rabbit. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. All right. Well, that one's done. That one's out of the way. You know, I was watching Suspicious Observers today, and they're over on spaceweathernews.com, right? And so here's a screenshot from one of today's videos. And I took this screenshot because as he was showing the sun, there's something that happens up here, but the bottom third of it is blocked off. Briefly, it like flashes. So that always gets my curiosity up, right? Why did they do that? Or why did that happen? Are they trying to cover up something? I don't know. I don't think you'll be able to tell by doing this process. But I don't know. And of course, here's the size of the Earth, this little dot here. That little dot, that's the size of the Earth next to the sun. This is how big it is. It's pretty big. Yeah, I wouldn't want to mow it. That'd take a long time. Yeah, that's a pretty big star. So I'm just curious what happens here. I tried to catch it when it flipped, and I caught it right after, and I couldn't really tell anything. But if they are trying to hide something, they hit it pretty good because I couldn't find anything that was anomalous. So here's like an instant after that last picture that was half or a third covered. Now there is some big hole right here. I think that was covered up. Or something might be happened down here. I don't know. Or maybe a big spaceship went by, you know? Mr. Magoo or something like that. Or what was that one on the Flintstones? The Great Kazoo. Remember him? He was a little green guy in a little spaceship trying to tell Barney and Fred how to evolve. Remember that guy? Yeah. I don't know. There's the sun. Some stuff is happening. There's lots of eruptions. It's gearing up. It's getting ready to blow. So get yourself some kind of a flame retardant umbrella or something, whatever you need. I don't know. That's my guess. I'll be wrong. Probably wrong on that one. Let's see what the Chat Master Pros are having to say here. I've been dreaming about this trailer for years, and it's finally real. Phew. Okay. Trailer. All right. A movie trailer? The Great Kazoo is a legend. Yes, he was great. I really liked that they did that. They actually put a space alien in a cartoon about early man. That's funny. So, I mean, look how long they've been building the ancient alien narrative. Goes all the way back to the Flintstones, right? All the way back to the Flintstones. Yeah. Everything ties back either to the Flintstones or Gilligan's Island, one of the two, right? You can learn all of life's lessons through those two shows, or most. Maybe you want to throw in Leave It to Beaver for good measure. Yeah. I wanted to show you this, and this is something, this is a little bee, a crocheted bee that my daughter made. And it was at, here it is right here too, for her baby shower. And these were like little giveaway prizes for the little kids playing games that were there, because it was a family event. And I was telling my daughter, I said, those are so cute. She goes, I made those. I said, you did? Yeah, I crocheted them. I said, oh, where did you learn to crochet? Oh, from grandma. Aw, that's so cute. Look at this thing. Isn't he just adorable? I don't know. Proud father. And yeah, my mom taught me how to crochet too. It's a fun thing to do. So if you have kids, teach them to crochet. One day they'll make beautiful little things that'll make you happy. Right? That's right. Oh, the trailer you bought last week. Oh, okay. Oh, that's exciting. Mud Rabbit. Yeah. There's the old Bumblebee song. It's kind of cute. There you go. And there you have it. Alrighty then. Now what are we going to do? Oh, folks, I think it's ready. We haven't had one of these in a while. A Jussie meme. Haven't had one in a while. A lie is a lie, no matter how small it is. That's right. That is right. Some people just don't learn. He's never going to learn because he's not getting punishment. The people are getting pretty sick of seeing how the law works a certain way for certain people and a certain other way for everybody else. And this guy, he needs to, they need to catch him doing something else so he can really get put away for a long time. Because a smug guy like that gets away with a hate crime that takes up all that time and money from the police station and all that fake news to push that lynching bill that Kamala Harris was pushing. Yeah, disgraceful. Yeah, a lie is a lie, no matter how small it is. Well, let's say goodbye to him. Should be pounding rocks right now in the new Alcatraz on the moon. There's where we could put him. The new Alcatraz on the moon. Oh, you're a master knitter? Crochet? Tat? macrame, you name it. If it's got knots, I do it. All right. Yeah, you know, I did a macrame belt for one of my Elvis costumes. I had a friend of mine make a costume for me, but I needed the macrame belt and I just did it myself. And I just kind of taught myself how to do it. I used to do that stuff way back in the 70s, you know. It was quite a trend back then. Now, tat, I'm not sure what tat is. Crochet, macrame, I know those. I'm not sure what a tat is. My grandma used to crochet thread into these beautiful doilies. And I don't know, they look like a giant snowflake made out of thread. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Hello, Just Josh. Welcome to the program. Yeah, here we go. Cruising through space, high above the stratosphere, just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and the paranormal is the new normal. That's where we are. Here we are. Thank you for all coming along. I appreciate you. Now, friends, we're going to go back and we're going to take a look at this again. Okay? We're going to take a look at this. This is the Elvis / Jesse Presley conundrum that we got here. So, okay. Here you have the Elvis from 1976 superimposed over this picture, basically. So, there it is. And you can see, okay, see this V right here? Same. And the nose, same shape. The chin, the lips, the teeth, everything, the nose, the shape, the size, everything. It's just remarkable, friends. If this isn't him, it's his twin brother. Now remember, from this 1976 picture to this late 90s picture, so a lot of years went by. So, but he still has the same lines in his face. And see this line going down here? It's a little more, more pronounced now because he's older, and that has already established line is now just more defined. So, I think this is, and I even have a little video for you, friends. See what you think. Hey, Jacob Waters. Good to see you here. Yeah. So that's that. Now we're going to look at the video where you can see where it's fading in and out. And let me see if it is going to show up here. Oh, and it looks like it's going to show up here. Let's see if this is going to play for us. I think it's going to play. All right. Here we are. I'm just going to play it. And we're comparing 1976 picture of Elvis to sometime in the 1990s picture taken of Jesse Presley, aka Elvis Presley. You can see his nose, his cheeks, his chin, the way that From the crown of the nose, from the bridge of the nose to the eyebrows, there's a V, very broad V, very distinctive. Not many people have that. It's right here. Well, what do you think? V. Look at this. It's the same. Yeah. Add 20 years to that. I think that's what you get. You don't dye your hair. And you're probably a lot more active. It's a lot more fit. It's Jesse. So there he is. Jesse and Elvis. He's living his life as his twin, possibly 50% chance of being true, in my humble opinion. Thank you very much. So there it is. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, you saw me on Pena. Yeah, I was having some problems with my confuser. So for some reason. Yeah. So what do you think of that, friends? Do you think that's Elvis? What do you think? I think it's got a pretty good chance of being him. I mean, this case has DNA that checks out, has an 8-page letter that's written in his handwriting describing why he faked his death. Yeah. Yeah, so there it is. Little video. I just did a little video of the switching back and forth. Lots of famous people are supposed to still be alive. Yeah, yeah, they're saying it about everybody. You know, here's something weird, friends. One of my friends posted something, Riverspeak, and this guy did this TikTok video, and he's talking about this bizarre conspiracy theory that claims that everybody's dead. That everybody died in 2012, and you know, we're just kind of living our best world as if we didn't. I don't know. I'm not buying that. No. Because of the Mayans, but the Mayan calendar never lined up to that. That was a manufactured thing. It wasn't a real thing, folks. I think the actual date was either way earlier or way later or something. It didn't correlate. So everybody was wrong. You know, I don't know. I don't know. But what do you think about that? Elvis / Jesse. I think the smiles are identical. Yeah. They do look alike. Mud Rabbit says, yeah. The odds are against us that we're living the true reality. What is the true reality, you know? I remember an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, and it was an interesting episode. It was one, well, hold on a second. Let me get the call-in material up here. All right. So we could get that rolling. So in this episode, they were in the holodeck, and it was like, you know, just a bunch of the people and Data. And they said, okay, computer, pick a Sherlock Holmes episode or a book. And so the holodeck turns into like a Sherlock Holmes episode, but Sherlock Holmes book. But Data always was able to guess which book it was. because he's just a computer and he's like a whiz. So they said, okay, computer, why don't you create a new story in the flavor of Sherlock Holmes, in the flavor of the other stories, but with a worthy opponent able to defeat Data. And it was a great episode. What the computer came up with was, of course, Professor Moriarty. And he figured out he was just a hologram. And he was pissed. He wanted to be alive. So he commandeered the ship, and he made this lever, and he stopped the ship with this lever, and he said, all right, I'm not going to let this ship go until you get me out of here. I want to live my life as a person. I don't want to be a hologram or a holodeck person. He said, well, they started working at, well, maybe if we teleport him, and we teleport him from there to the shuttle, and then he can escape in the shuttle. So that was the plan. So somehow the teleporter was going to solidify him from just a hologram into a real person, and he's off on his way. So they did that. And off he went, and they're watching him on the screen. And I think number one goes, do you think it was really smart to let him go like that out in the world or in the universe? And I think it was Picard or someone picked up this box and said, well, he can believe whatever he wants to, but he's inside here. he's in a holographic universe now, in this black box. So yeah, maybe we're just in someone's black box. Yeah, that was the initial, or the eventual reality or inkling that would portend to. Yeah, that was an interesting show. But yeah, he thought he was real. He was escaping, feeling all this joy. He's out of the holodeck. He's alive now. Yeah. But no, he's still just a hologram. When is he going to figure it out? I mean, it could be like another, the Wrath of Khan type episode, right? The Wrath of Moriarty. Ooh. Holographic Moriarty comes back to reap revenge. I'm still a hologram. Yeah. That was a good storyline. Yeah. That was great. Yes, he took over the holodeck. He took over the whole ship. He took over the control of the ship. He stopped the ship with this lever. And he made his demands, and they pretended to comply while imprisoning him. So maybe we're all imprisoned. Could be. Make the most of it while you can. Right? You only live once in this body. There you go. Khan, yeah. Maybe on the Picard show. Oh, I don't keep up with modern shows. I haven't watched any of the other really ones since the Next Generation. I haven't watched any of those. Maybe a couple. Hello, Celestial Soul. Welcome to the program. Good to see you here. Yeah. So, very interesting, folks. Very, very interesting, I think. I think it's interesting. Here's a meme just to remind us all. Just a friendly little reminder. Trust that science. You gotta trust it, man. But you can trust whatever science you want to, okay? if the Addams family taught us anything, they taught us, hey, you can live whatever kind of strange lifestyle or world you want to live in, and you can. But yeah, you can trust the science or not. I say do your own research. Don't believe the nano critters. They're pre-programmed. You know, it's probably a pre-printed sign there. Yeah, probably George Soros printed it. I wouldn't trust it. He's probably on the Soros payroll. He's going to get his micro bucks, right? Could be. Well, there's some interesting news today. The ruble is now backed by gold. But I don't know, ruble, maybe it should be backed by rubies. A ruble, rubies, sounds better, I think, doesn't it? Maybe not. Yeah, could be. So isn't that wild? Now that's going to be the race, but I heard that we already had our money printed on these gold bills, already pre-printed. How could they do that? Because they have the date on them. Are they just no date on them and they punch the date? No, I don't know. So I don't think they're really all done yet. That's something they got to do like at the time of. Yeah, I don't trust anything. I don't trust anything. I'm very wary of everything. Very wary. Very, very wary. Hello there.
Hello.
This must be Maxwell Smart.
Yes, indeed.
How are
I
you?
guess you're live.
How are you? Yes, we are. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good.
I really enjoyed going to Pena Perspective. I actually designated a few hours and sat there and listened, kept going back to listen to earlier ones.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that. It was interesting. I didn't know all those people had met you the same way as I did.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had Pena on Miguel Pena on my show. And so that's how they kind of all met, just from my show.
Yeah.
That's
and then they met you. Well, I think they met you from
Red Pill.
Reporting or Red Pill.
Red Pill, yep. That's right.
First, yeah.
Now they got
I met you via True Reporting, I think. And,
yeah. And same with
same with on there before.
Same with Jacob Waters. He had a good show. I'm not sure if his show's back up or not, or if he's on a different platform. He's in the chat, if he still is. I hope he is.
So what are you talking about this evening?
Well, we talked about. I did a little video of an overlay of that picture of Elvis from 1976, and from the exact same angle of his face to that picture of Jesse from the 90s, and it matches up. His nose is the same. All the lines in his face are the same. The bone structure around his eyes are the same. It's pretty remarkable. So.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. And what else do we talk about? Lots of stuff. A few things. But I'm going to show this here right now, and the thumbnail is so small I can't tell what it is until I actually share it. Okay, here it is. This is from Qtah 17. Boom! The FCC, Federal Election Commission, finds the Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign and the DNC for lying about the funding of the infamous, discredited Steele dossier pile of garbage, I'll add. This will play right into Trump's and Durham's hands. Other law enforcement agencies are finding them guilty. Yes.
Yeah.
Finally. Man.
Yeah. It takes time.
Yeah, but
the wheels of justice take time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's important here. We need the time for more people to wake up. I had some friends from New York who were Biden fans, and they're not singing the praises of him anymore.
How could they?
The fact that they asked me for the longest list I could of Patriot sites to visit.
Awesome.
They said they know none of this would have been happening under Trump.
Right. Well,
so they're definitely converted.
I remember during the height of before the election, the rallies, and the counts were about 30% of the massive crowds were Democrats. 30%. That's a big chunk of the audience there. And for all the liberals, putting those people down, they have to remember there's 30% of them are Democrats. So they're putting themselves down. So, law of one, man. We're all each other. So don't put anybody down. Don't put anybody down.
Exactly. That's the most important thing for the Patriot channels to do, is to have the same open, loving, arms toward everybody. Because we've all been there. We have all been in a position where we were deluded and now realize what was happening. So if we can all do that, then we'll continue to attract them to our side. If we get arrogant, then we'll start losing people. So unfortunately, all his patriots seem to understand that. Most of them, anyway. I'm sure there are some out there that make it all partisan.
I got a little video I want to play. It's a very short video. It's a funny video I ran across today. I hope it's okay if I show this. It's what do you call that? Fair use. So I encourage everyone to go and subscribe to this person's channel. We'll probably put a link in the chat for it. It's only 2 minutes long.
Okay, because the longer they are, the more likely there's a problem. So anyway.
All right. There's the link to it. Maybe we'll just play part of it.
Tell me, Commissioner, what known super criminals are at large just now? Check it once, Batman.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Coming up, Batman, on the closed-circuit TV screen. Come over here.
Status report. Known super criminals not currently in prison.
The Penguin. That pompous, waddling master of foul play, maestro of a million criminal umbrellas.
This is the most fantastical gimmick.
Get ready, pal. You're going in for a problem. Go get him.
The Joker. Devilish clown prince of crime.
I was alone, yes.
The whole night?
Well, yes, the whole night.
Well, I don't know why that's funny.
The grand finale.
I mean, did you have any in-person briefings? I don't find it funny at all.
The genius of my career.
What, the Riddler loose too? So it seems. Loose to plague us with his criminal conundrums.
Oh, what is it that no man wants to have, yet no man wants to lose? A lawsuit, correct, boy wonder?
At a time like this, the Oval Office should be a command center. Instead, it's a storm center. There's only chaos.
In this little game, I am the ace of trump. The moment you have all been waiting for.
Gosh, and the Catwoman.
The Catwoman is not like the others.
And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
I'll show you how to clip Batman and Robin's wings. I will prevail.
And I'm vice president, and my name is
Catwoman, the last few bars are always the same. The criminal is always behind it.
Well, I don't have time for long stories.
He who laughs last, laughs good.
Oh, yeah. I love that one. So, yeah, it's so funny. That show was the best. Batman from 1966. And to have Trump being Batman in a meme, that's pretty cool. And Hillary was the Joker. Very funny.
Batman is the only show that I found that has Batman was using the number system that I was using for like dates and whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
In
Yeah.
one of his episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He was telling Robin how to do it.
Wow.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Wow. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Rich Mud Rabbit says. LOL, this is great, Just Josh said. Yeah, that was fun. I hope I don't get in trouble for playing that. But I put the link in the chat there, so hopefully it'll be okay. Hopefully it'll be okay. Yeah, boy, a lot's happening. You know, Trump's got that lawsuit. Of course, they give it to a judge that was appointed by Bill, and he threw out a case for Hillary before. So how could there not be a recusal, you know?
Right. If there is, don't worry though. If it happens, don't worry. It'll happen again until it works.
You know who was curiously left off that list is Rod Rosenstein. He wasn't one of the ones being, he might be part of something else. There might be something else lurking. You know, that might have just been something else.
I'm sure there is. I think, didn't they describe last night? I think, didn't Mud Rabbit describe there were other suits or something that?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be, remember Q said civil lawsuits can be very effective. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
And now we have civil lawsuits going on. And whatever happened to that lawsuit that I know Red Pill 78 and a bunch of people, they were suing because they got deplatformed off of YouTube. Like a class action suit. I don't know what happened to that.
Sometimes those take a long time, so this may still be in the works.
Yeah, it might. Laptop lawsuit, FCC. Let's see what else. That's Mud Rabbit.
Well, that was good news that finally the first Hunter laptop got entered into evidence, right?
Yeah, finally. The bumbling FBI, well, not bumbling. They do it all on purpose. Like BCP says, it's all by design. All by design.
Right.
He's right. He's been right for quite a long time.
Yeah, but there's a whole lot of people been saying that. It's not like
right.
It's
well, I know.
It's not like it's an original.
Yeah. Trump is Batman, Mud Rabbit says. That's right. He sure is. Yeah, you gotta love
he's
Trump.
all the superheroes rolled into one.
Yeah.
Unless they're gay, then he's not that. If they identify as anything other than something normal, then it doesn't represent Trump.
I want to just show a couple drawings I'm working on for my. Oops, you can't see this one because the green is making it not seeable. But it's that kind of reptilian guy. This one will be a little more easy to see, I think. That's Colonel Carnage. The bad guy. The guy that I will hopefully defeat in the movie.
You know, my friends in New York were talking about all these strange buildings that are popping up in New York.
Really?
They're very narrow. They found out today what they are. They are little residential buildings where they have both low-income housing and high-income housing in the same residential unit, but they each have their own entrance. So it's obviously like segregation, right?
Mhm.
But they found out that the average rental unit in the expensive part goes for 10 to 20 million. You buy it, and but they don't know anything about the low income side. But they look like obelisk almost. They're very skinny, and they say they're popping up all over New York City. And in this day and age, right now, they have to be probably being promoted by the deep state, right?
Of course.
I can't see patriots erecting all these things in New York City at this time.
Right.
So, what is their purpose?
I don't know.
Is there a deeper purpose there that we didn't know about? There might be.
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it right
Anybody
now.
has anything?
I just was there a special name for these kind of buildings, or?
Well, I've got them trying to find out more information and maybe send links and things, so they haven't done that yet. So.
Okay, all right. I'm just
but they're starting to dig.
Strange.
Believe me, they're digging on everything now. Now that they've kind of had this sudden awakening, they're like, "Oh my god!" They're going down the rabbit hole like we all did.
Skinny, tall buildings in New York.
I think they're black.
Oh, I think these might be them. Inside the world's skinniest skyscraper.
Yeah, they're everywhere now. Apparently.
Well, they're
mostly residential, as far as they know.
No, they're probably gearing up for some more
they have
air.
both low and high income in the same building.
It looks like they're going for another airplane target. That's what I say. Huh. Here, I'll put this up so people can see it. I don't know if these are the ones that you're talking about, but might be.
I don't know. I'll try to find out more. I just wondered if there's someone out there already knew what I'm talking about. Maybe there's somebody in the audience that's from New York and knows what.
New York, New York. The city's so nice they had to name it twice, right? There's a U-shaped building. I think that's in India. Like an upside down U. There's some pretty strange looking buildings.
Well, I'm not going to say what they call them. Let's say they called them the male member. All these male members are appearing around the city.
Super tall, super skinny New York skyscrapers. Super tall, super skinny New York skyscrapers. This must be what you're talking about. Advanced. Gannett. They bought one of the independent newspapers here in town. So this is it. This is the, oh, there we go. It's just one picture.
So if somebody knows what that is, come back and let us know. Or if I find out, I'll let you know.
They don't look very safe. They look kind of.
Well, they just appear very, very quickly. I mean, they're just popping up everywhere. I mean, fast.
Well, you just plant the seeds and water it every day, and it grows into that.
You wonder if there's some kind of nefarious purpose for them.
Of course there is. They can put all of the Afghanistan refugees in them. And there'll be rich people.
Side,
there'll be rich people there, so there's someone to rob, you know?
Maybe they're on a particular ley line, or maybe they're on a particular, maybe they have a connection underground so they can take people out of there on the low income side, make them disappear or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing out things.
Yeah. Who knows, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to know who's doing it, basically who's doing it and why, you know?
Yeah, and with all the people moving out of New York, would you really need to build more? I mean,
exactly.
There's-
Why are these things?
but that same
Why
thing,
is there massive construction?
that same thing happened in Minneapolis when I lived in Minneapolis, near Minneapolis. They were always building new buildings, and none of the buildings were even like 20% filled of the ones that were already there. It's like, well, why are they still building? Because they can.
Well,
Because
that could be Chinese influence, because you know China built cities all over their country that
sitting,
whole cities that
Oh,
had
yeah.
nobody in them.
I know it. Makes you wonder. Makes
Yeah.
you want. Oh, so why don't they take all the refugees then?
Maybe that's places for the mass influx of Chinese or something.
Who knows? Yeah,
Who
that's
knows? Yeah.
pretty
But
weird.
if anybody learns anything, it's definitely curious.
Well, a skinny building like that, so tall, it's going to be a fire hazard, because if there's ever a fire, there's no way to get out. It's so skinny. It's so little. I mean,
Right.
You got to give everyone an opening window and an asbestos parachute. That's what you need.
We got to go find that phrase, the drop that I'm looking for. It came out right after.
Okay. Bruce Wayne said DeBozo forced these landlords to sell their buildings to shell company owned by China, buying them and building pod-like apartments in these obelisks. Okay. Interesting. So that's from Bruce Wayne. Thank you, Bruce Wayne.
So it is Chinese related.
Yep, you were right. Yep. They're like
Interesting.
big chopsticks. Right?
It's alarming to the people even that live there. You know, they're like, what is this? Why would these things be popping up everywhere? You know?
Right. Oh, it looks like Mud Rabbit put the court lister documents in the chat. And yeah, thank you, Bruce Wayne. And hi, Combat Carl. God willing, they will all come tumbling down. Yeah, well, you know, they're made in China, so it wouldn't take much to bring them down, huh? Trying to turn us into Hong Kong. Yeah, they just don't match the architectural style of New York. I can't believe they could allow those in. I mean, I remember whenever I visited New York, there was a moratorium on tall buildings because of the lack of shade, the too much shade. You only get sun when it's right overhead. So they wanted to limit the big buildings. So now they're building.
The people that live in New York call them the penises.
All right.
Well, that's what they're calling them, because they're saying all these things are appearing all over the place. And everybody around calls them that. So
Yeah.
they're so strange looking.
Yeah.
They can't reconcile why in the world there'd be so much construction with everybody leaving.
Right. China's the only thing that makes sense. The only thing that makes sense. That's for sure.
Huh. Anyway, I guess we beat that with a dead horse.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I was saying I had a little bit of a revelation about that post that I'm trying to find. It happened. I remember seeing it the first time, or hearing about it the first time when True Reporting. Right about after the insurrection day. One of his posts right about then, right after that, it had this, and he read it out loud. And I dawned on me what it is. He's giving us a key code And I know, I think Combat Carl was telling us, was a couple episodes ago about something with key in the drops or something.
Okay. I don't remember.
I think he's giving us a key how to interpret some of the numbers in the drops.
Okay.
Like there's three numbers that factor big in all the drops. That's 2, 5, and 8. Of course, 2 is base energy of that's Q30, of course, but it's also ascension. Okay, and then 5 is patriot energy, and 8 is God energy. And even though everything is still under the control of God, 1, 4, and 7 have more negative connotations. And then 3, 6, 9 are like transformational energy. For example, I've said this before, if you make a horizontal line, on that line you put 2, 5, and 8, and then underneath it, a line underneath it, put 1, 4, 7, and then to the left of it, you put a vertical line with 3, 6, 9. So you take first digit in the first line, horizontal line, 2, and you add it to 3, and you get 5, and you add 2 added to 6, and you get 8. You see, it moves along that line horizontally. If you add 2 added to 9, you get 11, which you add the 2 digits of 11, you get 2 again, see? Now, if you do the same thing on the bottom, you get 1, you add it to 3, and you get 4, and you add 1, you add it to 6, and you get 7. You see it's moving along the horizontal line. Now, if you add them together, if you add the 2 from above to any of the numbers in the bottom line, in the horizontal line, you got 2 added to 1, you get 3, which is one of those. If you get 2 added to 4, you get 6. You get 2 added to 7, you get 9.
Okay.
And I liken it to, just for an analogy, 2, 5, and 8 being matter, 1, 4, and 7 being antimatter, and when you combine them, you get energy, which is 3, 6, and 9. Like 3, 6, 9 are transformational energy. So you can take any of those digits along the top line, 5, and add it to any of the 1, 4, or 7, and you always get something on the vertical line. 5 added to 1,
Okay.
Now, why am I telling you all this? Well, people talk about vortex math without ever giving any of the math, the real mathematics behind it. Okay, it is very important. The patterns made by the digits 1 through 9 are the patterns that make up every mathematical function in the universe. Okay. Now, remember I told you that if you had a number, you could look at a number and kind of see what it's divisible by, right? If you had 4,023, for example,
Mm-hmm.
can you tell whether it's divisible evenly by 2? Of course you can. You can look at the last digit and say, well, it's a 3, so it's not evenly divisible, right? So obviously anything that's a multiple of 2 is not going to be equally divisible either, right? Because you're always going to get an even number if you have 2, 4, 6, and 8, right?
Okay.
Right? So can you tell if it's divisible by 5 evenly?
You add all the digits up, right? You add them all up and do that.
Well, for 5, look at 5. If I told you 5, does it end in a 5 or a 0? No, so it's not easily divisible, right?
Okay.
It's not evenly divisible.
Wait.
Now, the 3 numbers left. You got the numbers. We've got the numbers left: 3, 7, and 9, right? Okay, 7's a unique case, okay? But this like 3, can you tell just by looking at it without dividing your head whether it's divisible by 3? Not normally, not in normal math, no, right? But if you add the digits, you can.
Right.
Because 4 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 is what? 4 plus 2, 0 is 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 3 is 9.
9.
And is 9 divisible by 3? If the answer is yes.
3 times.
Then it's divisible by 3, okay?
That's math I can do.
And since is the number divisible by 9, the total?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then it's divisible by 9 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So why is this important? Because you can build a computer chip that does this, and it allows you to do math much quicker, for one thing.
Okay. While you're continuing there, I'm going to let Batman in. The Batman is calling in. So I'm going to let that.
But I'm trying to show you why I call it V-math instead of vortex math, because I'm actually showing you some of the things that you can do with it. Okay.
Hello, Batman.
What's going on, Aaron? How are you today?
If I was doing any better, I'd be you.
I'm hanging in there. Thank you very much. All good.
All right.
No, I just wanted to comment. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
How can we
So
get
you would-
Batman and Bruce Wayne both in the chat?
I don't know.
I was in the chats. I jumped out so I could, I saw you pull me in.
Okay.
I just got out of jujitsu class and I turned you on and I started listening. And I heard you guys were talking about the obelisks in New York City.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm out here on Long Island. And when those knuckleheads or chuckleheads, as we call them, come out from the city, we call them cityots. The cityots come out and invade Long Island and they go to the Hamptons or they go out east and they basically just terrorize everybody out there, throwing their money around like they think that that's going to make things all better. But we just want them to go back to the city and stay where they belong in their little condos or little co-ops, their little pods with their matrix, matrix pods, and let them do what they do. But
but remember, some of them are just people that haven't awakened yet, like my friends recently did. So, we have to be a little bit cautious. We know there are evil people that probably will never change there, but there are also good people that just haven't gotten it yet.
yeah, no, I agree. My sister and brother-in-law still live in the city with my 3 nephews. You trying to see my collection?
Yeah, what is that? Oh, Batman. All right. Look at that. Yeah, Batmobile car, another Batmobile. I had that one when I was a kid. That's cool.
This one right in front is from, hold on, let me see if I can turn it around. Give me a second here. Turn it around. There we go. All right, so that one's from Malaysia, the wooden one.
Oh, nice.
From an artist that does literally hand builds them.
Wow.
This is a statue of Adam West during the baseball game from his hometown in Idaho. I forgot the name of the town, but I've got a couple of custom pieces here and a lot of 60s Batmobiles I've been collecting. You and I need to talk because I know you were in the toy industry for a little while as well.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen my brother's car collection?
No, I have not.
Got a bunch of Ed, he's owned Ed Big Daddy Roth cars. And
oh, yeah. So I've got a series of action figures in this showcase.
Okay.
All Batmans from all different eras.
Nice.
Prototypes of some of the ones that I helped manufacture with Hasbro and Mattel back in the day.
Oh, you worked with Hasbro?
I was a freelance
sculptor
designer. I did a lot of design sculpts for, prototype work.
I worked
for Hasbro and Mattel.
I worked at Hasbro. What year did you work with Hasbro? What years?
97 to 02. Then they lost the license to Mattel in 05. And I got in touch with the people in Mattel and I did some freelance work with them. And I didn't get paid very much because as a freelance, you don't get paid much at all.
Uh-huh.
But I did wind up with some really cool collectible stuff. So that's what these are, the prototypes.
Are those
in
the
the
wax?
showcase.
The skin color of
No,
those?
no, they're the first runs. They're
First runs,
usually the
okay.
first run plastics before they
right.
put paint on them.
Right. You know, do you remember the movie Willow?
Yes.
Remember the Ebersisk?
Okay.
The first pulls of those came out that same skin color, and they looked like the male member with the scary monster head on the end of it. Which is actually what it was. The Ebersisk was Siskel and Ebert, the two dickheads. That was
Yeah.
a little inside
I don't
joke.
remember. I didn't remember that. That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff. I've been collecting for well over 40 years of Batman.
Are you on Facebook?
I am. I'm on Facebook as Bruce Wayne.
Okay, you might want to make friends with Burt Ward. He's on there.
I do. I talked to Burt Ward actually
Oh,
because I run a family business out in Long Island. I run the oldest and largest pet hotel on Long Island.
Oh wow.
And I rescued a Great Dane, and you know that's what he rescues as well.
Right.
And I know his wife. And I've been speaking with her online. And so he knows who I am. He and I have had a couple of conversations, but I've got a couple of really unique, interesting pieces in my showcase that I like to display.
Well,
Some of these are prototypes.
Next time we talk to Bert, tell him to come on to the Truth Quest. I'd love to have him on the show.
I'm not that friendly with him as much as I'd like to tell you I am. I'm not.
Okay.
Last time we spoke, he and I got into a pissing contest, and haven't spoken to him in a little bit.
Oh my. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I should have you on as a guest sometime to talk about your Batman collection. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Well, you can always get my phone number from Zoso Dude.
Okay.
I don't want to drop it in the chats, but you can definitely get my phone number from Zoso Dude.
Okay.
And
you are Bruce Wayne.
I am Bruce Wayne or the Batman, depending on Facebook. I am Bruce Wayne, and my avatar is Adam West holding up the Bat Shield, the old '66 Bat Shield.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, are you on as Truth Quest? Are you on Truth Quest or as Aaron Moriarty on Facebook?
I'm Aaron Moriarty on Facebook, but I have a page that's Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. Yeah.
I'll look for that because I'm actually still at the office and I'm trying to pack up and go home now.
Okay.
So I was listening to you, and when you were talking about the obelisks, I'm like, I got to chime in.
That's great. I'm glad I got you when I did then. So thanks for calling in. I appreciate that.
I'm glad we found some people that knew what they were.
Yeah. Well, just the beginning. The way DeBozo had figured it out, they put him on task to basically burn New York City to the ground so that China could buy it up. Wow. And so that's basically what's been going on. And they use these shell corporations, or you've got BlackRock, or what's the other big company buying up property now in New York City? They're coming out under these smaller company names, and they find like some random real estate company, and they say, we'll give you 3 times this price if you get us this building. And that's what's going on. They're coming in and they're buying up these properties just so they can buy up New York City. It's going to take years, if not decades, to recover from the bullshit that this whole thing has undergone in the last 5 years.
Wow.
You know, Trump tried to do everything he could to prevent it. I'm sorry?
Remember, it's one of Trump's executive orders in 2018 talked about what was going to happen to any foreign power and anyone who colluded with the foreign power that had anything to do with the election. It talked about seizing their assets and whatever. So
yeah,
right. But if these Chinese companies are using American shell companies to buy property, how do you pinpoint them that they were Chinese?
Well, you'll have to show a connection between them and the Chinese, of course. But
yeah, right. Sure. And we know what's going on. We see them when we go into the city. We see what they're doing, but
well, Well,
It's ridiculous.
find things that have those connections. Make sure you, I don't know, if you can save something, you know. that
I don't have anything on paper. I don't have anything on paper, but people have been doing digs, and I'm sure that will come to pass.
Sure.
When you do a dig on the Shell Corporation, that you'll see that the money's tied back to China.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they pulled all the HSBCs off of Long Island and out of New York. Hong Kong, Bank of Singapore.
His executive orders. Trump has already shown us in our executive orders what's going to happen. We just have to go back and look at them, unless they've scrubbed them from the internet. They used to be able to look at all the Trump executive orders, other than anything that's secret, and you see this right there in black and white, what's going to happen. So
Right. And I got to tell you, with what's been going on now, I don't know if I know Aaron's familiar with the foxhole.app.
Yeah.
So I belong to the foxhole.app. I'm one of the 3 beer men on the Foxhole. We do a show called 3 Beer Men, Thursday nights and Sunday nights on the Foxhole. But there is another podcaster out there called Liana L. Wilbert, and she goes on every morning on the foxhole.app at around 9 a.m. Big Apple time, okay, 6 o'clock a.m. avocado time, and you guys can check her out. She's been covering devolution, and they talked about it. Peter Gunnell, we've been covering Peter Gunnell reading off what's been going on, and he was reading some of President Trump's executive orders. And it was pretty interesting how all this stuff is going to come to pass. We're just, as I hate to go into 17 and the alphabet that correlates to it,
right.
but the point is, future proves past.
Yeah.
Future proves past, and we're going to start seeing that real soon. Hopefully, it needs to happen, and it needs to happen soon.
Did you see the
people?
Go ahead.
That's why I urge people to check out those executive orders, because they're telling us what's going to happen, because Trump is still our president. The other guy is just a pino.
Yeah.
So
I call him Bonehead Biden or Pedo Joe, the resident in the basement, because they only take him out to play when they need him.
Yeah.
Biden.
Yeah.
Biden. There you go. But
say, Bruce, did you happen to see the Batman video I played earlier?
No, I missed it. I missed it.
I just dropped a link into the description, the chat there.
I can't jump into the chat on my phone and be here on Zoom. My phone won't work.
Okay,
well.
it's the Batman. Let's go, Brandon. Try not to laugh.
I will. I'll have to look for that. I'll look. Is that on YouTube?
It's from the channel is Eat Trade Travel. 3 words. Eat Trade Travel. And it's the Batman. Let's go, Brandon. Try not to laugh in parentheses.
Okay, I'll look for it. Real quick, I just since I'm here, I want to plug one other thing. Okay. Talk about the Batman. Do you know who the gentleman is by the name of Michael Uslan?
No.
So Michael Uslan, U-S-L-A-N, is the producer of all video media Batman. He produced the 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Okay. And on another podcast I do called Nerds in a Bar on YouTube, we have a YouTube channel called Nerds in a Bar. We just interviewed him, and that's on our channel right now. So if anybody out there is a big Batman fan like me, please go to Nerds in a Bar on YouTube, Nerds in a Bar, and you guys can check out our YouTube interview with Michael Uslan, the producer of all things Batman. And it's amazing because he wrote 2 books. One of them was Batman's Batman, which just got released. And then the one before that was The Boy Who Loves Batman. And it talks about his life and how he bought the rights to the Batman movie franchise in the late 70s for an undisclosed amount at 20 years of age.
Wow. That's forward thinking guy. Check this out. This is my superhero character from that I created. He's Time Max. He's a time traveling superhero.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Kind of has a nice name to it.
Ridley
Sorry.
Scott almost did the movie. Almost did it. So
You should get I should put you in touch with Michael Hughesland.
yeah, very Batman influence, as you can see by the cowl.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
I built that suit in one night. Yeah,
That's great.
something else. Yeah, and my buddy built the bad guy suit in one night too. And the bad guy's pretty awesome too.
We have so much commonality, Aaron. We really need to connect.
Yeah. Well, we are. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. I'll get your number from Zoso.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah. Let's get
All right.
something rolling. Yeah.
Yeah, please do. Please let me know. You know, he'll get you my number and then you get a hold of me and we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
And we'll spend a whole night nerding out on Batman.
That'd be great. Love it.
Very good. All right, great.
Nothing-
Guys, God bless you all. Peace out from Batman. We'll see you in the next wonderful Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty show. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you very much, Bruce Wayne. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
Peace. All right. Wow. What a treat that was.
That was good. That was cool.
Yeah. Looks like I'm going to have another guest on pretty soon.
That's cool.
Batman. Yeah, that's cool. So there's a New York guy, like your friends.
See, that's why we need more people in the chat and whatever. Just chime in. Doesn't matter what you have to say. We're gonna enjoy it. This is what we need. We need people to be. Don't be afraid. None of us are polished.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. We're all just
None of us
people.
know entirely what we're doing, you know.
Hello, Abby. Yeah, that was great. Wow, what a collection he has. You know, one time a couple of years ago, back in 2018, I went with my dad. I was visiting my folks, and my dad asked me if I want to come to a place in Minneapolis with him. He's looking for bikes. He was always buying these bikes and fixing them up and selling them. And old bikes. So we went to see this guy, and he had a bunch of 57 Chevy Nomad stuff all over his garage and toys and stuff. And I made a comment about it. And he said, "Oh, how would you guys like to see my toy collection downstairs?" Because he graduated in 1957, which was the same year my dad graduated. And so we went to look at his toy collection downstairs, and he had every single toy 57 Chevy that was ever made in any kind of incarnation. And he said, "Yep, 30 years of not drinking, and instead I invested in this. This is his non-drinking money." Like he would have drank it away, but now he's got this amazing, it's like a magical toy store in his basement. Freaky. Yeah, so that's what the Bruce Wayne's stuff reminded me a lot of that.
Did I tell you? I don't know if I said this online. If so, stop me. Did I talk to you about when I was in Minnesota and spent a summer in Minnesota?
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Was it on here or was it to you personally?
Good question. Good question.
Does that sound familiar to anybody in the chat? Because I don't want to repeat it. You know, it was. Well, anyway, tell me if anybody remembers this. I was in Minnesota. I spent up there on a farm working, and we'd go out fishing with my buddy practically every night. We enjoyed it so much because you could see to the bottom of the lake. And most of the Minnesota lakes are so amazing. If you like amazingly clean, clear water, you got to go to Minnesota to experience the lakes there.
Oh yeah,
it's just fabulous.
That's where I grew up.
If you've been in other parts of the country and not seen clean, clear water, you've got to go there.
Well, I grew up there, so that's all I knew. All I knew, really.
So you know what I'm talking about, but a lot of people, until they experience it, don't know what clean lakes look like, you know? But they're just amazing. Anyway, but I was there on this lake called Twin Lakes in this place called Otter Tail County. And there's like 1,000 lakes in this one county to give you an idea how many lakes are. It's just amazing. And I went on a lake called Twin Lakes, and I was out there and we did some fishing. My buddy and I went some fishing on there, and we were just pulling the boat in for the evening. And this guy, we were in let's see, we were actually just at the age we could drive, so we were just ready to go into high school. And we were there, and they'd always told us we were there by ourselves, and said, if somebody approaches you, be careful. You know, you're by yourselves. You know. And this guy came up to us. He says, "Hey guys, you want to see what I pulled out of that lake?" He says, "Well, what did you pull out of the lake?" He says, "Well, I was out there fishing in the middle of winter one time, and there's this big open area that there wasn't any ice, so I went up close and fell in. And then tried to scramble to get out of it before I froze to death. My foot caught on something underwater, and I later went back there and dove during the summer and found 17 or 18 complete bison skeletons."
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But did I tell it online here or not?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, the guy says,
Wait, before you tell it, why don't I just go back and I'll just watch all the other shows and I'll tell you if it's on there or not.
"Oh, okay." Yeah. Well, this guy, of course, asked us if we want to come back and see his basement with all these things in there, and like we're saying, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, some strange dude comes up and wants to see his basement, right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we said no. But I got his number, and later when my mom came up to visit, I told her the story. I said, "Well, maybe we ought to go check it out." You know, she was packing a gun. You know, she's pistol packing mama. And so we went over there, and sure enough, the guy had an entire basement filled with bison skeletons. It's just like something out of a movie. It's so surreal. And he collected all these things one piece at a time by diving.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, you know. But, you know, before I went in there, you know, I had all these visions in my head, or "Oh no, we're gonna get trapped in there. This is one of those horror movies," you know.
Mm.
But no, he was a nice guy. I wish I still had the number. I think people need to know about the guy because he's a super nice guy, and he had unbelievable collection of things. So
Interesting. Here's another picture. I've shared this before, I think. It's just a possible frame for the upcoming graphic novel that I'm working on, Timax. So there it is. Always working on something. Oh yeah, Operation Shutdown remembers the story.
Oh, okay. So I did say it on here. Sorry.
Operation Shutdown is officially in charge of my memory. Okay, you are my memory now.
Yeah.
I'll just ask you.
Repeat the same story. I mean,
that's okay. We got new.
Oh, well.
We got new
Sorry,
people.
but,
We got new people. People don't. Yeah, people. Some people don't remember things unless they hear it 3 times. So there you go. One more time. One more time.
Not today.
Not today. Yeah. Well, the chat's looking pretty good. Everyone's having fun in the chat. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the advantages of having all fibers. Everything's new.
Yeah, new friends and everything every day. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But if you have some
way, you can get rid of that disease
with flashing lights.
But you bacteria.
Flashing lights too. The lights flashing in your eyes at 40 hertz. That doesn't.
One of the early, yeah, and then one of the earlier episodes there, I told about a paper that showed the evidence for the 2 bacteria are the cause, and the 2 bacteria respond to antibiotics. That actually helped people get over it. So,
okay.
So I actually called and then later traveled to where the Alzheimer's Association was created for Pat Summit of the University of Tennessee,
All right.
and tried to talk to her to help her. And this association would not give me 5 minutes to talk about a cure for the disease.
All right.
So I wasn't impressed with their desire to cure the disease at all. You know? But
Right.
I did talk to the son of Pat Summit. A friend of a friend knew how to reach the son. And I did talk to him briefly, and he was going to talk to her about it. Never did. So, but I tried to make a difference. But I've had a couple people that have helped get over it.
Interesting. Okay.
And it can be turned around in about most of the symptoms. Well, I'll give you an idea. One of my aunt had it, and she suddenly developed, what do you call it? Bipolar disorder.
Mhm.
And then she continued to develop. All of a sudden, she was an older woman. All of a sudden, she was having crazy behavior. Like she was a Christian woman that never went out to bars or whatever. But all of a sudden, she's going out to bars and picking up men. You know, so we knew something was off. And then she got to the point where she couldn't walk or dress herself.
Mhm.
So she was finally put into a hospital. And I was just fortunate that I talked to the nurse in charge of her care and says, I can provide the evidence, you know, that this is caused by 2 bacteria. Would you give her, considering her part of her care, this course of antibiotic? She said, no, I can't do that. I'm a nurse practitioner. I can't do that. However, if the situation ever occurred where she gets an infection, that would be the appropriate treatment, I will make sure I remember it. And as God intervened, my aunt suddenly had a lung infection. And so she gave my aunt doxycycline for 10 days. And within 2 weeks, my aunt could walk and dress herself again.
There you go.
And the lady noticed. She said, well, that's good. I mean, I can't continue to give her, though. Her lung infection is gone. And, of course, she started to slip back a little bit so she couldn't walk and dress herself anymore. And then God intervenes again. Got another lung infection. Gave her another dose of the doxycycline. At this time, the second time, she was able to walk and dress herself for an extended period of time, so much so they released her from the hospital and put her in a home with another lady to help her get around and whatever and do things. And I talked to that woman and I said, hey, you know, she needs to have a little bit more of this to be free of it for, you know, like a 10 or 20 year period. And of course, she wouldn't do anything. And I urged family to do something, and they wouldn't do it. So she eventually went back the other way and eventually died from it.
Wow.
But it can be reversed. I've helped people do it before.
Okay.
They try to convince you.
Mhm.
They try to convince you that all these things are incurable. Nothing could be further from the truth. So, but when we get this new age coming very, very soon, we're at the beginning of it. We're going to get those things. We're going to see a lot of these things that are killing people left and right. We're going to see them disappear.
Mhm.
So, at the very least, I'm going to make sure, you know,
Mhm.
that I do everything in my power to let people know. You know, if somebody wants more information, just come on and let me know, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you what to look for to find that information. So,
Here's.
'cause I don't want to.
Go ahead.
I don't want to see anybody suffer. So that's all. Go ahead.
Physicist. Here's an article from physicsastronomy.com. Physicists, we are on the verge of discovering fifth dimension, and it will change everything we know about physics. Well, it's about time they change everything they know about physics, because it's wrong. Yeah, so it's an interesting article. They don't really say much. They just National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, scrutinized the structure and characteristics of the much-studied silicon in the new tests. Findings reveal light on a probable location for discovering the fifth force. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think they're just, I don't know.
Well, if you want to look, if you want to know about forces and the fact that they're lying to you about forces, you know, they say there's only 4 main forces, right?
Right.
You got gravity, right? You got electromagnetic, and you got weak force and strong force, right? That's the 4 that the mainstream science tells you exist, right?
Yeah, I never believed that.
But if you can look, those are all called bosons. That's the name given to a force-carrying particle. Well, there's such a thing called composite bosons, which are they're the same type of particle that carry force, but they're made up of 2 or more particles. And one of those composite bosons is the thing that makes up the superconductor, the Cooper pair.
Okay.
And the Cooper pair itself is not one set of particles. It's a continuum of a number of different particles, different possible sets of particles. So each one of them represents a different force. It's already known. But what are those forces? That's the key. What is it they're not telling us? You know? Now, I contend they're the things that allow us to, that's the basis for anti-gravity. And there's different types of anti-gravity.
Oh, wait a minute. Mad Poke makes a good point. Mad Poke says, seems like the 5th strongest force in physics is stupidity. I think he's right.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's right. You're right.
Right. But there's a new force emerging that's called truth.
Hi, Artist 61. Yeah, truth will fix everything eventually. It's like an antiseptic for lies.
Right.
Yeah, truth is the antiseptic for lies.
Right. It's what we get when love cleanses. It's called truth.
All right. Well, you guys, I think we're going to wrap this baby up because it's getting a little late. I know Mud Rabbits on the East Coast and some of our East Coast friends, it gets awfully late over there. So I want to wrap this up before it gets too late. I want to thank Bruce Wayne for calling in and our friend Maxwell Smart, as usual, for calling in. Thank you, Max.
You're welcome.
Always,
Thank you.
always interesting.
Love all of you. Keep up the good work. Every one of us is important.
That's right. Yep. Even Q told us that. No one's above anyone else. We're all in this together, but without saying it cheesily
Trump
like
couldn't do
that.
this by himself. He needed all of us.
Yeah.
And all of us could not have done it without him. We needed him. So
Hello, Peggy Dancer. If I didn't say hi to her earlier, I don't know. Can't remember. And Maddie's back. Wow. Well, join us again Friday, and we might have a guest. Who knows? I'm working on a couple of them, and we'll find out when it happens Friday night. And then the next one will be Monday. Remember, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday nights. That's when the Truth Quest happens. And that's when you're all welcome to call in and chat, do whatever the heck we all want to do, because we all love to do that kind of stuff. And so hopefully we'll have a guest. If not, we'll have fun anyway, because we always do have fun, don't we? Yes, we do. All right. Well, friends, we'll see you on Friday night. So keep your cameras trained to the skies so you can take a picture of that UFO. Why would you want to take a picture of a UFO? So you could come onto the Truth Quest and talk about it. Of course. Why else, right? Because, and why? Because we're just downrange of strange. Where the paranormal, just downrange of strange. Where the outrageous is contagious. I'm trying to do two things at once. And this always happens when I do that. Okay, I'll have to start over again. Where we're just downrange of strange. Where the outrageous is contagious. And the paranormal is the new normal. Wow, I can't believe I got it out. Thank you, everyone, for coming along. Thank you, Max. And thank you, Bruce Wayne, and everyone in the chat, and all of our wonderful mods that did a fantastic job today. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. We're going to be in a new month next month. So in April, hey, maybe we'll get some warmer weather if we're lucky. Maybe if we are lucky. Do you think we will? I think we will. And April showers brings May flowers. What do May flowers bring? Pilgrims, right? That's right. All right. Until then, peace in.